And then on 3, well, I want to get I always start out with a little drinky.
Okay.
Gotta water the pipes.
I think I'm ready. And my voice still fucking cracks.
Hey yo.
Ma'am?
Alright, 1, 2, and 3.
Oh shit.
Thanks guys for coming back and listening to the How You Doing podcast. How you doing, David?
Still fantastic.
Still fantastic. That's great to hear. So today we got a special guest, but before that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. If you don't, my boy David is gonna steal all your weed like the Grinch stole Christmas. He's gonna steal it and sell it. It'll be funny.
I'll sell every last can of everyone's Who Hash.
No joints for Christmas this year, buddy.
I would cry.
So today we actually have a special guest.
No joints. No joints there will be, no joints I do say, for I will take all weed this Christmas day.
Hey.
But what if you're like Jewish, like
The Hanukkah.
The Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Shalom, says the Grinch, and shalom he did say, when the Grinch takes all dreidels on this Christmas day.
There you go.
What about Kwanzaa?
I ain't touching that one.
There you go, buddy.
I know better. See,
So we got a special guest
better.
today. She's a grade school friend, just like last podcast, Willie, but she's a girl. What?
Basically, the only difference is this one ain't running for mayor.
Yeah,
Basically.
And I didn't do porn.
No.
She's an artiste. She shows up at where did you go last time? It was a couple days ago.
A pop up in the parks.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, we just saw that earlier. We saw posts about that. We were upset we missed it.
No, that's okay. I have my art up full time at the McPherson. It's 1210 Buchanan Street.
Okay.
In Rockford.
Damn.
So yeah, I have like 20 or so works up there in combination with everybody else's stuff. And it's such a vibe. You guys have to go.
Is it like a self-submission thing where you submit your pieces, or does it get scouted out by somebody?
So, you actually...
Violet Moon is everybody.
Oh, you actually... Did you say my name? I don't know.
Yeah, what are the socials? Drop the socials right away.
Come on, do it.
So, for business, it's Violets in the Meadow. For personal, it's Ultra Violetta, I think, on Instagram. But yeah, on Facebook and Instagram for my business, it's Violets in the Meadow, and that's where I sell my art from. And I network and kind of just do a little bit.
Yeah, and
actually, I don't do TikTok.
Amen.
I want to get back into
thank
it.
you.
I got locked out of my TikTok.
Oh.
But I also, it's because like I sat there.
I just hate TikTok.
No, I sat there and I would make content, and then I wasn't doing anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm focused on making this TikTok, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not having any fun. This sucks.
It's like a pipeline for the most disgusting consumer culture. It is what I think it is.
And my For You page was getting a little too personal. I was like, delete.
No,
no thanks.
Right, nowadays it's crazy. If you scroll anything, it's trying to get you to like, oh, do you have depression? Are you an anxious mess? What's going on? And it's like, why the fuck do you know that? Yeah.
The algorithm, yeah.
Right. Because
I don't know. Because I just like I did the once every like couple months. I'm like, what's on TikTok? I was hoping to see a bunch of Grimace ones because that's what's popular, and some of them are good. Like the production on them, like got weirdly good, like movie wise good. But then it's kind of just like, hey. It was a bunch of ads, and then I got like some
porn addiction. Click here for help.
So I got some that I actually liked, like, you know, it was like the cops, you know, like somebody treating the cops, like, oh yeah, like, you know, when
I used to
the
watch
lawyers in the right and stuff.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of that shit, like what are they, Human Rights Watch and shit like that.
I mean, you can use it to like life hack though. Like, there's a lot of really useful information, like how tos, like just different stuff like that, you know, and that's what I do with social media is like I make sure that I'm consuming media that's going to benefit me versus like just doom scrolling. You know?
No, I always say that social media, you can either be the one absorbing all that shit content that's destroying your brain, or you can be the one producing that shit content, destroying other people's brains for profit.
See, I consider my content really wholesome.
It is. No,
so,
I'm sure.
You know,
if you're making art, you're doing better than a lot of people. But
and to be honest, a lot of the, this is a DIY that works, is pretty like they seem like they work, but
no, they do the shitty ones to go viral.
Pretty much just
I think
just watch a how-to basic at this point. Like,
no, I think
come on.
The funniest ones are like the DIY hacks that are actually like death traps,
Yeah.
and that's the whole joke.
Yeah, and then but then people might not catch on. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
Oh,
I guess the question really is: are you a social Darwinist or not?
okay. So speaking of that pop-up that I went to,
Yeah.
I went to this like little booth inside the pop-up. Let me see if I can find it.
She's pulling out an 8-ball.
I don't.
It's not that kind of pop up.
It makes me so sad because I totally just had it in here. This is embarrassing. Do you want me to take it out? We're gonna take it out.
Yeah, I'll do it.
What is it?
It's just like a little black Post-it note. You know what? It doesn't matter. But
You can't do that.
Can't blue balls us like that.
it's because the inside of my wallet is black, and so is the Post-it.
Aw.
Okay, so my friend Xavier Whitford, she runs a foundation called Tommy Corral Memorial Foundation. We lost my friend Tommy in 2016. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. Rip Tommy.
Pour one out for Tommy.
For
right on
real.
the floor.
But the reason I'm bringing it up is because she does these awesome like community outreach programs, like different things.
Yeah.
And they had a pop-up like shop at this location, and you're supposed to write down like something happy and or like whatever you wanted to put, and like you stick it up on the like board. And like whenever I do that kind of stuff, I'm always just like writing something nice and then like leaving. I'm like, I'm not gonna take something for myself, you know what I mean? I don't need nothing.
Yeah.
But it said leave what you want, take what you need, right? And so I'm over here like, I don't really need any of this, like I'm good. Like I wrote grow through what you go through. It's my favorite mantra. Side note, what's your guys's?
Ooh, I think one of my favorites is, I'm probably not going to recite it correctly at all, but it's something about it's okay to just exist. You don't have to be doing something. You do not need to be productive to be valuable. You don't have to justify yourself for relaxing. Yeah.
Do you got one?
I guess mine would be
Andrew Tate quote incoming.
no.
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
It's hard. It is hard.
I guess it's what's been happening recently. Is pretty much whatever goes on in the dark eventually comes to light.
I like that a lot too. Dang, those were good ones.
There was one, it's something like that, about the truth comes out in the wash, or something about the wash, the truth comes out in the rinse.
There's multiple variables of like the
Yeah.
same fucking meanings,
Yeah,
you know.
I do love idioms, especially. We had a whole conversation the other day, me and Bone, about how it's interesting how words change over time. The meaning of words
They really
change over time.
Like, where do the sayings come from? Kind
Sure,
of thing.
but on the flip side,
Yeah, they do.
on the flip side, so even though the words themselves adapt different meanings over time and have different sort of social understandings of what that word means and different connotations, these idioms maintain the same meaning. So it almost preserves the initial or original meaning of the word, the initial etymology, if you will.
Or like what it was in society, like that definition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about the term "sorry, Charlie" and how it came from a tuna commercial. I had no idea.
I like the one "don't look a gift horse in the mouth" because number one, I ain't never heard of looking anything in the mouth, and two, don't know what a gift horse is. But
I never heard that one.
It meant something.
But it's funny because that reminds me of when I was in 5th grade, and we were just talking about these, and the teacher's like licking one's chops. And the whole class just fucking started laughing, dude. We're like, what does that mean, huh? She's like, no. Like it's kind of like yanking one's chain. I'm like, yeah. We started laughing at that one too. She's like, no, it's because with the miners and like, you know.
Guys, I just had a crazy epiphany. What if that don't look a gift horse in the mouth? I bet that's a cowboy saying, and it's about if you get a free horse, don't look at the teeth.
Yeah, because the teeth are what shows the
how
value.
How healthy the horse is. You know what? I just cracked that fucking case wide open.
We'll have to look it up.
I'm a philosopher. I'm a philosopher.
To go back to the Post-it note, though. So this black Post-it note, so like there was like a board, like a trifold board of like yellow ones. And then there was a trifold board of the black with like the metallic ink. And like I was over here by the yellow ones. I wasn't even looking at this board at all. Like I was like ready to kind of just write down my thing and walk away. And the wind picked up. And this is the Post-it note that found its way to me. and it was there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh.
I was like,
yeah,
because like
on an all black fucking.
yeah, I was like,
Get
this is
defensive right
amazing.
away.
That's not the light.
Who said I'm in a tunnel?
I just wanted to give a shout out to Xavier for
That's awesome,
starting
yeah.
that foundation. It
Oh,
really
yeah.
it saves a lot of lives in the state line. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
that's fucking awesome.
I donate every once in a while. Doctors Without Borders.
yeah.
It's cool. I like that. It's also tax write off too. But
I mean, everybody has
There's
to have their
good-
favorite charity.
I could fucking have my cake and eat it too, you piece of shit. But all right. So how long have you been doing art? You showcase your art. You're kind of blocking it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So pretty much it's three.
It's whatever you see.
It's
you know?
it's
abstract.
It's abstract. Yep.
Basically, I just have fun mixing colors and put it on there, and it tells me what to do. Like, it's just trust the process.
I was terrible at art, especially like I don't know how like in art class when we had to do paint. I fucking sucked. I cannot get a line straight for the life of me.
I think it's a kind of intuitive thing, to some extent, especially mixing colors. It's crazy the difference in like innate skill people have with knowing what colors are going to result from what mixtures, what ratios. Because like I'm also like that. I can't mix colors for the fucking life of me. I'm also colorblind, so that
With
kind of
what
goes.
colors?
I failed the whole test.
Oh,
so
shit.
yeah, when they open the colorblind book, there's the first image, which is like to test if you're faking it, because even if you're colorblind, you'll be able to tell by the shades of the dots what is there. It's not even like a colorblind thing. Everyone should be able to see it. And the main reason they have that test is to know if you're trying to get out of like military service, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, with like faking colorblindness.
Can't see those boys in camo.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't
wanna
know,
get
I can't
shot,
see
miss.
no colors. But
Oh fuck.
But anyhow, yeah. So every test after that, I can't fucking see them. I feel like it might be a neurological problem rather than a color problem, because for the most part, I don't struggle with color that much. But it does become really apparent when I'm like matching colors up. I'm like, yeah.
Have you ever
these
gone to
look
the doctor
same.
for this?
Yes, the eye doctor has confirmed to me multiple times. It's been a while since I've had an exam.
That
but
it's a neurological thing?
no. That it's.
Oh.
I said I have a feeling it's a neurological thing because I
Oh.
don't feel like I struggle with color that much.
Have you seen a neurologist?
No,
I have a good neurologist.
no, I'm good on that.
How do you drive?
Oh, just fine.
You just know, like, what ones and what order?
Yeah, that and the fact that when I look at them, I can tell.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's the thing too. Is like, so the way it's been described to me, or my understanding of it at least, is that color blindness is not the inability to differentiate or to see a color spectrum. It's simply that the cones and rods or whatever cellular phenomenon is responsible for producing the optic feedback in the brain is crisscrossed or miswired, misconstructed, something like that. So it's like a different color spectrum. I don't see colors the same way everyone else does, but I do still see colors. It's
I mean,
not
I
like
consider it a mutation.
That's
There's
a
probably
nice way to
somewhere,
get out of
where that would
saying you have a
benefit you.
disability,
Yeah, exactly.
bro. If you're
Yeah.
colorblind, say I'm colorblind and I own that shit. It's not a neurologic. Own it, baby.
No, but it's
it
just
makes
the-
you sweet.
the problem with all that is like I know this is blue. I know this is
Dude, that's
pink.
fucking gray, bro.
Yeah, I bet. And that's green
How about
and
this? What color is this?
purple.
Okay, see?
Yeah, see, and I mean, I would even say it's got areas of pink on that
Yeah.
sphere, but it is for the most part purple. So like I can identify colors, no problem. It's just that the reason people with color blindness mix colors up is because on their color spectrum they're closer.
Yeah.
It on another
Yeah.
our normal person's color spectrum they're further away, more differentiatable, So
Your disadvantage makes you so much hotter right now.
sure, or
Disability.
it makes me a fashion visionary.
Oh man.
The looks I be pulling off sometimes make you shit yourself.
But all right. Let's talk about some. Okay.
To answer your question, I've been painting and like making a mess with like
Got a little sidetracked.
different mediums like crayons, paint, watercolors, like since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I've always enjoyed. I kind of fell away from it, like, once I was in school, like, I didn't like just sit there and like doodle or anything. But I did take some art classes in high school and I did pretty well in them. But it wasn't until I was a preschool teacher, having to teach kids how to do art and make art, that I realized this is how I like to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be overly complicated. I don't have to sit there and like have like a whole thing in mind before I try to attack something like this. But that You trying to pass it to me? Is that what it is?
Oh, I'm trying to get it started. He's
okay.
telling me to pass it.
No, I'm telling you to blow it out the window. The one that you didn't even put up.
Yeah. Long story short, working with kids is what got me back into it.
That's awesome.
It's because like they're 3 and 4 years old, like self-proclaimed artists, and I'm like, shit, I could do that. You know what I mean?
And I say sometimes it is the whole process of articulating your thoughts or articulating your own thought process that kind of helps you understand it more. Which is why a lot of times I'll be talking to somebody and I know they know something and I know something, but I'll still explain it as though I'm, giving a lecture on it or something. But it almost helps me solidify and crystallize that knowledge for a later date.
But it was against their curriculum to teach them how to use it.
Well, that's fucking insane.
Like it was like they wanted to help expand their mindset and not have like a set thing that it was supposed to do. So I gave them the medium and sat there and used it myself.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell them this is
Gotcha.
what I'm doing, this is how you do it.
Good workaround, yeah.
Yeah, that's how they were able to kind of just create like from like scratch like that.
You know what hurt the fuck out of me, dude? When I was in elementary school and we had to like draw ourselves. We had to draw ourselves. And I drew myself. And since I'm Mexican, I grabbed the color brown. It was a dark brown. And then parent teacher, like, in grade school, not parent teacher.
Your son drew himself as an African American.
No, when we like, it was like just showing my parents, like, oh, this is where I go, this is where I go. My art teacher was there, and she's like, oh, this is him. And my mom started busting out laughing, dude, like hysterically laughing. Aww. And I was like,
that's a core memory right there.
I was like, oh, going back to colors though, and you watch anime? Mm-hmm. Have you seen Akira?
No.
That is like one of the movies that has brought. It's an old school movie, has a lot of gore. No, not a lot of gore, but like it's fucking dark. But they say that out of the top 100 movies ever made by mankind, this is like number 40 something.
Okay.
And
number 1, Shrek 2.
And cool enough, in this movie, I believe they actually created 2 brand new colors that have like 2 new colors were made for this movie.
In the movie, like for the marketing or like
it's in the movie. Like literally, what the fuck is that? I don't know now.
See, I mean, how would they get a TV to be able to display a new color?
Yeah.
It was in theaters, baby boy.
Okay, you're talking. They got the IMAX. They got the new colors on the IMAX.
I don't know. Like maybe it was in the manga, because there was a manga for it before it comes out.
Barbie pink, you could get sued.
Use Barbie pink?
Like if I tried to say that this was Barbie pink.
Yeah,
it's
trademark.
It's not. But if I tried,
is that the thing that people are buying at Walmart? The pink stuff?
No. So what she's saying is that
like
if
the
you
pigment.
If you call anything that you're selling Barbie pink,
that's stupid.
You'll get sued under trademark.
Fucking stupid.
I like trademark and copyright law. I was going to be a copyright lawyer for a while.
Really?
Yeah. It's a super massive field that's only growing by the day with digital art, digital media, like anything, because it's becoming more digital. Copyright is a massive fucking thing.
Yeah, because like I was gonna get a tattoo the other day, and my tattooist said, "Yeah, just pick one off Pinterest and send it to me." I said, "I'm sorry."
You're like, bitch.
What?
Yeah, dude, you're gonna get fucking sued like that.
Like he just was like so casual about it too, like copy paste. I was kind of like.
Can I ask what studio?
I don't know.
Okay.
Also, I do know, but I'm not gonna snitch.
I know. I saw that smile and I had a feeling. All right, his name didn't happen to start with a D, did it?
Let's stay
I'm not gonna say.
Let's stay on this art topic, because like art, you can talk about art for a lot of things, but this is something that I just wanted to talk about. What is art, and when does it become borderline not fucking art and it's wrong?
AI art conversation begin.
Okay.
You talked about it way more, like for like a fucking 30 minutes the last time. We're
art
good.
to me is something that somebody created.
Right.
Doesn't have to actually be like this.
So like what was that one movie on Netflix where it was like a bunch of like underage girls that were like dancing and stuff?
Oh boy.
But and I don't condone it and I don't fucking like it. And I haven't even seen the movie. But apparently there was some bigger reason behind it where it was like about somebody that
was it Cuties you're talking about?
Yeah, where
okay.
like I think one of them was like in a poor place unless she was using it to like get money to like, I don't fucking know, but like that's borderline fucked up. But people call it art. Sneeko, bitch ass.
Yeah, like you're talking about scam artists, literally.
not just that, but like what like nowadays
exploitation films. It's a whole genre.
Not just exploitation films, but I'm just talking about like just shit in general. Like nowadays.
Well, the question is, do you consider exploitation films art?
But okay, yes, to an extent, I guess.
Okay.
But also, what is like borderline just not okay, but is art? Like,
I think art,
The Office is. If you were to show that now, it'd be canceled right away. But that's art.
Okay, so
It's
you're
funny. It's
talking
cool,
about like
you know?
even as far as like being creative with like your
Yeah.
like humor.
weird take here, but I think art is not always tasteful. So
Yeah.
just because something is not tasteful
I
slash
think it's
not
like
enjoyable.
thought provoking.
Yeah,
Like-
just
Yeah.
because something is even if it's not thought provoking, not tasteful, not enjoyable, I still think it's art. It's just not good art. There can be bad art.
Somebody put was it a donut or a banana or something, and they like
Yeah,
duct
they taped it to the
it.
wall
Yeah.
to see if everyone would buy that it was an exhibit, right?
Yeah.
And then I think the same guy came back later, ripped it off the wall, and ate it. And so the first major news headline was that this guy walked into a museum and defaced a piece because he didn't respect it. And then the updated headline was he was the one who fucking put the banana there and walked up after people were admiring it and watching it and believed it was an art piece. He just walked up, ripped it off the wall, and
See,
ate
I'm
it.
glad you knew the story because I have friends that have painted a picture of a banana duct taped to a wall, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "Oh, it's like
Now
it's a reference.
It's meta.
That's what they said. It's a meme. It's a meme painting. They painted a meme. And I was just kind of like, I don't know. I've never heard of that before. You know what I mean? But it's like a whole niche. To paint memes. Like, did you see Taylor Swift's fan like with the sunglasses hiding underneath the blanket?
No.
Well, she was at a Taylor Swift concert. She called into work. She didn't want to get caught, so she put a blanket over her head, put sunglasses on.
If you could ash that too.
Yeah, and somebody painted her. Like, they painted a painting of the Taylor Swift fan, and the fucking painting sold for a couple $100. I was like, what?
That's cool. But like, there's this painting. It's an old Japanese painting, and it was like really popular. You could pause the podcast and just fucking search it up really quick. It's called The Fisherman's Wife, and it's cool. I think it's cool. But like nowadays, people would look at it and be like, "Oh, what the fuck? That's like, it's pretty much a naked girl and like the."
Well, that's got
it's
cultural.
a squid and stuff. Yeah,
It's got cultural context.
Yeah.
I think so. I wouldn't compare that to, smut nowadays or like NSFW art that people do nowadays, which again, I still call art. I just don't really behold it in the same context as...
I mean, Frida Kahlo painted how many selfies of herself?
Yeah.
Like,
Who?
she didn't care. Frida.
No.
who's that?
She's got like the girl with the unibrow, and she always has flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Frida. Okay. Well, she's from Mexico.
Don't know.
Actually, speaking of, my dad is from Cuernavaca, Morelos, in Mexico. And Pablo Picasso, Diego Rivera, Frida Kahlo, and Diego Rivera's mistress, which is ironic because he was married to Frida at the time. So he would travel with his wife and his mistress. And they had a villa, and they used to stay in Cuernavaca. And he told me about this because I was at the Art Institute of Chicago, and I was drawn to this painting of this lady. And it was like a cubism piece. Mm-hmm. And she was just staring at me like she had some beef. Like she was mad at me. You know what I mean? So I walked over to read the description. And it said, The Lady of Moderna or something like that, by Diego Rivera. And it's a painting of his mistress. And it's her mad at him, scowling. Like they must have broken up or something. And so he painted her.
I love that.
As staring at her all mad or whatever. And I brought up this artist name to my dad to tell him how much I liked the painting and how shitty it was of him to paint his mistress as some cunt because you don't know this whole story, you know.
Shit.
And
don't say that word on YouTube.
I'm sorry.
No, I think if anything, it's kind of beautiful because it shows a sort of admiration.
Oh, the beautiful C word.
For her
Oh,
when
we
she was
love it.
angry.
He called her tempestuous. I was like, what
Another
does that
C word
mean?
I don't know.
It just means weathery or thunder.
Perturbable.
Yeah.
Perturbable, I should say.
Fuck your big words. Dumb it down.
But
Yeah.
he really did that to her.
Let me pull up a thesaurus.
She's in the Chicago art museum.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I don't like that because you look her up and there's just really awesome realism portraits of Diego and Pablo. There's
cool.
no mention of this portrait of her, like in her like notes.
Huh.
So I just wish I knew the story. You know what I mean? It'd be cool.
All right. So let's talk about high school a little bit. I know you're from high school.
Yeah.
We never talked really in high school, but I've always had this mutual respect for you because like it's like, oh yeah, there's Violet. She's cool as fuck. Like,
That's
hey,
where
like,
I remember you from. I feel like is
middle school.
debate class.
Oh
Yeah.
man, let me tell you about fucking debate class, you piece of shit, Miguel. Dude, could you imagine, David? Me and you are, we would have Lincoln debates. So like, me and you are on a team against two other people, and so like I gave my opening speech. I gave out like, you know, this is my what are they called? Not thesis.
Rebuttal?
Not rebuttal. I was opening up and I was giving out my statements, my 3 statements.
Yeah.
And then they give out theirs, and then here comes Miguel, my cousin. He goes, he was supposed to rebuttal, and he goes, I give up. And then he
really
fucking walks off stage. I'm like,
Was this at
piece of shit, dude.
Was this at a debate against like another team from
Was
another
it-
school?
yeah.
No. It
No,
was,
no,
like,
it's same
in
class,
class.
same
Okay.
class. But me and
Still
her,
funny, but
me and her were on the same team, and honestly, I believe we won because of 2 reasons.
You remember, don't you? They talked
I'm
over
in the
us.
shower. I'm in the shower. I'm like, I'm just thinking about. I'm like, we should have fucking
We
won.
should have. That was so unfair.
Because of so like when one of them is, it's like a 3-minute, 4-minute talk of like both teams going against each other like right then and there. But they kept talking and talking and talking. We were trying to like just wait, like
To be respectful, like,
be like,
Yeah.
hey, like, you know, like,
no,
okay,
I gotta say one thing I've learned about public speaking and debate, especially when it's not a formal debate, it's more of like a social debate, I guess, is that there's things that shouldn't work, that aren't right to do, that are not very, like, you know, how do I put it? It's not proper etiquette, but it'll absolutely make you look a lot better.
yeah.
I've developed a talent where I can now start talking in the middle of anyone else's sentence, and they start stumbling over their words because I'm talking at the same time as them, but I can power right through it. And it's like, again, it's this like, sometimes you do just have to like socially assert yourself over other people, and that's going to work a lot better in front of a crowd instead of a formal debate.
And there is one thing that I could have said that made us win. When I was going up against
Whatever, nerd.
can't remember her name.
I do, but I don't care. I'm just kidding.
When
Her name was Haley.
Haley, when I was going up against Haley, because our main thing was going what was they were for college, we were for vocational education training school,
Yeah, trade school, yep.
and
I'm glad you remember.
pretty much
That's awesome.
the thing that because nursing is considered blue collar, and one of our statements is blue collar is on the rise.
Yeah. I think, so personally,
Wait, motherfucker, let me keep going.
see, you know. Happy. Good job.
So pretty much, she, when it was me and her going against each other, she agreed that nursing was on the rise, but me, I didn't put together at the time that nursing is considered blue collar. So I could have literally went, thank you for agreeing with my statement that blue collar jobs are on the rise, as for you just said nursing is on the rise. Thank you. That would have gave us one. One of their
That makes
contentions.
me so happy that
statement,
you sat there and thought about that,
contentions.
because I, through the years, have thought about how we could have won that debate.
Because
You know another thing.
Because like, dude, like we fucking won. I want another debate. Alright,
If you, in that instance,
Goku will beat Superman.
if you actually just started gesturing and nodding and going, instead of having to even interrupt, that's big too. You know, showing them that, like, yeah, see, I
Because
agree.
the teacher was supposed to like kind of be like a referee and like stop them from overtaking our
Yeah.
thoughts,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't.
And that's the thing that you'll see time and time and time and time
Playing
again.
favorites.
Well, every single time you ever hear about a formal debate, it's always going to be less than formal. There is no true formal debate because people are emotional creatures. People are social, emotional creatures, and we like popularity.
Wrong. Actually, what you don't even know.
We are not empirical creatures whatsoever. We are entirely objective creatures. Therefore, a true formal debate is not going to be possible. We can all pretend.
Everybody's going to manipulate each other.
Yeah, and we can all pretend to be Socratics, and we can all pretend to be philosophers.
I to this fucking day believe that we won. I to this day believe that we fucking won. We won that shit.
No,
all right.
No, but debate class and having nice eyebrows. That's how I know you.
I got compliments on my eyebrows all throughout high school, and it makes me so happy. Even after high school, I'm like,
you would go get them threaded. People were like, "Dang."
No, I get them waxed. People would say, "Damn." They would just be like, "Oh."
No, you didn't know people would say
Look at that fucking ugly kid.
No, they wouldn't say it to your face, Roman. I'm talking about like how like people would be like, "Dang, Roman's eyebrows. Did you see him?"
Yeah.
But people don't fucking say it in person. Thank you.
So something I wanted to talk about is my friend Romy opened up that lounge in town.
Yeah, Romy.
Yeah, shout out GSB.
Yeah, Romy. He wants to be on the podcast.
You should have had visual like the whole time. You know, video. Yeah.
He's gonna come back on the podcast with Ryan Chosnick.
Yeah.
And then we're also gonna have another one with him and GSB. The thing is,
great combo.
They have like fucking 8 people in their group.
Yeah, they do have quite a bit of people.
And I only have a certain amount of mics.
Well, once you get those pop filters. Okay, if you get the pop filters and more microphones. Not more microphone. The pop filters, more chairs. You can sit 2 people to a mic easily because the pop filters are going to allow it to be loud enough, the input to be loud enough that it can pick up 2 people at once.
So the reason I was bringing them up is you can rent out that venue for birthday parties and events and like pop-ups and stuff like that. I'm trying to get together with my friends so we can rent it out. And then
shout out to you, Romy. She's plugging you up, dude.
Hell yeah. And then my friend Evangelina, she runs this event called Female Energy. It's in Rockford.
Yeah.
And she kind of curates this event, and it's all women-owned businesses, and it's like there's a lot of variety. And that's in August. That's coming up. So it's called Female Energy, and if you look up Female Energy 2023 on Instagram, you'll be able to see more details. And there's a couple other more people I wanted to shout out, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I will say that was very gracefully spaced from the first plug to this plug to inevitably the next plug. But
hell yeah. But I mean, that's my job is networking with people.
No, you're great at this.
I just updated my resume, and I realized that it's all small business owners or people that are being creative like yourself. You know what I mean with this podcast? Like, I love it.
You know what's crazy? Like, somebody hit me up saying, like, hey, I'm trying to start a podcast. What are some tips? What are some pointers?
You're gonna find that a lot because I still feel new.
Shit. I barely got like 67 fucking subscribers, right?
Yeah, but you got the equipment.
Yash was who else I wanted to shout out was Icon.
Yeah,
for sure. He definitely the fucking studio in there is beautiful. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
he's very professional setup.
He's moving out of that podcast to make.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that my friend Melissa Centillion, she moved to Test Site to do her podcast now. And then my friend Neil, he's got a podcast studio inside of his gallery, Future Memory Media. I don't know, like, if he physically uses that podcast studio or if he just rents it out. But I know there's like probably 4 or 5 people that kind of do a podcast inside there too.
That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, Roman, you could always rent this space out.
For sure. And you might not be ready yet, but like it's still a good idea.
Yet.
No, I mean, but eventually though, it would be, especially if you had the whole thing sectioned off, if you had equipment, props, other stuff like decorations, things like that, and then especially you could advertise it as a modular space.
I was even thinking, like, maybe not with this particular piece, but like me and other people in the community, like, you could hang stuff up and you could get a commission.
I was thinking of just like hanging stuff up because like this is nice, but like I want something like from pretty much from like the guest to like bring so you be like, oh hey, like Logan Paul.
That's the new requirement to be on the podcast. You got to paint something to hang.
when like he would like take pictures on his like Polaroid camera and like just hang it up with every guest, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
I have a Polaroid. I lost it.
Yikes. I lost the battery cover off of mine, and then now the batteries don't stay in it, so like when you take pictures you gotta hold them in.
Guys, I have a business concept. Develop a contemporary Polaroid. develop something that utilizes different chemicals, different materials. You know, again, it could be like a printer type thing, but either way, so
like more eco-friendly, or just like to make it different?
well, could be more eco-friendly, more sustainable, more cost-effective, and you know, look how fucking expensive and hard to get Polaroids
It's
are.
$1 per film sometimes.
Yes, because
Just
those
one picture.
I think if they do still produce the film, it's because the chemicals inside of them are very rare. Like they're rare earth elements. I mean, I could be totally wrong on that, but it's something that's pretty fucking expensive to fill those films with.
I got a small business idea. It'd be fun. I don't know if you heard it. I was talking to Corey about it. You were in the room though. You know how like they have the Bean Boozled jelly beans? Like, oh, you thought you were eating lime, but you ate grass.
Yeah, we had a whole riff
the
about
Harry
that.
Potter
But
jelly beans.
but instead of jelly beans, hot wings. Oh, you thought you were eating garlic parmesan, but dude, that's fucking calm, bruh.
I don't know
Not that
about
bad.
one.
Not
Yeah,
that
it might
bad.
be a little
But like,
overline.
You'd be surprised how many times that's actually happened to you. Like if you pissed off somebody in the fucking food industry and they're just like,
I've worked in a couple restaurants, and I gotta say,
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of nobody coming in the food.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah, no.
say, maybe
No.
you know some nasty motherfuckers.
Yeah, no,
you
that-
know
that's-
some
that's-
fucking
you guys have
psychos.
both worked in restaurants.
that's not true.
too.
That's
Yeah.
not true.
I worked at.
If anything, we just like get pissed as fuck off, and then we like hope that they leave right away.
No, I'll tell you what I do. Honestly, I usually make the food really bad, or just make it really sloppy or messy. Or that's my favorite, is to make the trap food, which is like the food that will definitely explode the moment they open it, or definitely like
Oh no,
fall
you
everywhere.
you were
'Cause
talking about
that's not
Taco Bell.
that-
You were talking
yeah,
about Taco
yeah, yeah.
Bell.
That's not that bad. You know, I'm not committing a fucking
Yeah.
crime. I'm just making a little
I'm
bit
talking about
sloppy
like
food.
I'm talking about like sit down like fucking Applebee's, TGI Fridays.
Oh, you're
fucking
right.
all that
Yeah.
shit.
See, when you go to the expensive places, you get
That's
the
not even
deluxe-
expensive.
The deluxe fucking spit in the food.
I feel like hats off to you if you're working at a fucking restaurant. If you're a server,
Yeah,
bartender,
for
hats off to you
sure.
because you're dealing with people that are hungry. They're thirsty. They want their food. They
And for
want it
some
right.
I
reason-
mean, I just went to Applebee's the other day to get a burger.
Hell yeah.
It was
And-
kind of good. I'm sorry.
No,
You
yeah.
said you hate them.
They're just bad. Yeah, and for some reason, they
Don't take his-
always
don't
want to
take his
make a mess
burger-
in the bathroom.
Don't take his burger opinion to fucking heart. I don't even care about his burger opinion at all anymore. I want to bring him a Whopper as
Yeah,
a
you guys are
fucking
like burger
joke.
normies. Like,
So my friend's in
The
from
normies,
Texas.
hey, shout out to the
Burger
normies.
Hell yeah.
I love watching the normies. But no, the moment you say, I don't like lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion, I want this.
I said just put some
this
fucking grilled
Swiss
onions on it.
cheese.
Yeah,
I want
fuck yeah. I
grilled
fucks with that.
onions. I want some beer cheese. Like,
I like
shut
mushroom
the
and Swiss.
fuck up,
Mushroom
man.
and Swiss.
all I said about burgers is that literally anything is better than pickles, lettuce, tomato, onion. That's
And you
just
also said
such a
that the
shit
Whopper,
awful.
and I quote, the Whopper is fucking terrible. Whoever eats it should go to prison because of how bad it is.
No, I said that they should get.
No,
put
no,
in-
no, no.
I said they should get put in a re-education
No,
program.
you said go to prison, bro. We were on the bridge.
No, they
going
need to
down
get
the
like
steps.
they need to get like MK Ultra to reverse that damage.
I like junior
And
Whoppers.
you know what?
Junior Whoppers, not
You know
big
what? I ate a fucking Texas double Whopper today, and that shit was banging.
Speaking of Texas, my friend's in from Texas right now.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
I'm really excited. She
see, let
lives
me-
in Houston.
Let me tell you, pretty much,
You're gesturing at me.
I've said this plenty of times. When you go to a fast food place, you already know what you're getting.
Yeah, you pay for what you get.
You're
I
not
do not
expecting.
know. I'll tell you what, I do not know what I'm getting when I go to a fast food place.
You're not expecting to be, wow, oh my god, 5 stars, Yelp. No, you go there because you're expecting it.
That's
Them-
why I like Little Caesars. $5.
Little
There
Caesars
you
is
go.
fucking
I think Little Caesars is
flame.
fine.
I
Well,
like Crazy Bread.
obviously, I smoke weed, so I can't hate Little Caesars. That's
No, Little
that's a good one.
Caesars, fucking Steak and Shake, fucking
steak. So I was gonna say, Steak and Shake is a far better experience
it's fast
than
food.
Burger King.
It's fast food.
I remember-
I'm not saying.
I
it's
remember
not
who else
better.
I was supposed to plug. It's Glory. These bracelets. Yeah, she makes these evil eye bracelets, and they have like different properties for each color. And at the pop up in the park, she gave me this. I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
dope. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah, sorry. So
Free,
random.
free purchase.
But just like, you know, if you go to a McDonald's, you know what a Big Mac's gonna be. That's fine. You know what a McChicken's gonna be. You know what this is gonna be. You're not
Do you ever
expected
get anything
to be.
special though?
No, he doesn't.
For
I
what?
get a McChicken, add pickles every time.
Oh,
Every time.
you know what?
But you could add anything you wanted. You don't have to add pickles.
McDonald's
Yeah.
used to have this habanero ranch. They got rid of it. Bring it back. please.
Romy gets his with cheese and mac sauce.
Big Mac sauce?
Yeah.
It's easy to make, but it's so fucking good.
It's easy to make.
It's just, your regular fucking... It's the special sauce.
Yeah, but, like, you made it before?
Oh, no. But I know the ingredients. Like, when I search it up. It's not hard to make. But the thing is, when you go there, it's so good. like when you go to a fucking fast food restaurant, it's a guilty pleasure. That's it.
I think mac sauce is surprisingly
convenience.
hard
Like,
Huh?
if you don't have time to cook, you're like, hey, shit, gotta grab something to eat.
to make. Yeah, of course.
Like today, I was like, I saw it on the way, and I took a shower. I'm like, I want that. Drove fucking 5 minutes, got it. Came back 5 minutes, had a happy fucking tumbly.
No, and I agree, for convenience is great, but you misunderstand. This man craves fast food and goes out to get it because that's exactly what he wants, not because it's convenient.
Well, I mean, it's either he leaves and goes to the store, grabs the shit he needs to cook dinner, comes home and cooks dinner and eats, or he goes and leaves and grabs food.
Yeah, I know.
I like to cook.
I am guaranteeing you that if you had everything ready for him, he would still prefer to go get the Burger King Whopper than to cook a burger.
What?
If,
Oh, you're
if
talking about like...
I said if all the ingredients were in front of you and they were in your fridge already, and you didn't even have to pay for
I
them.
trust my culinary skills. Like,
Same.
I crave my own cooking.
I fucking love what I cook. They can attest to it. I make bangers. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Also, can we talk like, okay, what is MSG?
Monosodium glutamate. It is a
Something that tastes good. I don't know.
So monosodium glutamate is
In fast food. It's in fast food, my buddy.
No shit.
Yeah,
I know this.
That's why it's so good. But also, like,
Monosodium glutamate is
I don't
in
know.
so much shit. In fact, even if it's not in shit, there are analogs. There are basically analogous molecules that they can use to simulate MSG or to copy the effects of MSG.
I remember you were like talking about MSG like fucking religiously for like 30 minutes to somebody. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, I don't know. I probably said, number 1, it does not cause cancer. 2, I keep it in my cabinet.
And you say that it makes everything taste better.
Of course,
That's
yeah.
funny. I literally just.
But like,
I love it.
then I talked to Billy about it because Billy Billy cooks.
Some people-
Hey, Billy is gonna make a YouTube channel. He was on the podcast recently.
I can.
He's
already
gonna cook
guess.
on this podcast.
I
But
can already guess what
I
Billy
wanted to
has to
imagine.
say.
He's like, oh yeah, MSG's good, but like it doesn't like it just depends on how you make. Like MSG doesn't naturally make everything better. It's not like sprinkle a little cocaine on this heroin.
I
Makes
said
it
if I
better.
did a podcast,
I've never
it would
done
be
it.
playing
I'm a-
Magic: The Gathering.
okay.
Just me and my friends in a circle.
No, that's great background content. It really is. So for a while, I was watching like Dungeons and Dragons podcasts because depending on who you watch.
No, we talk
it
shit
is
to each
I
other.
want to play.
We
I
talk
want to
shit.
play once. I don't.
Dungeons and Dragons.
I want to play once.
I
you wanna
think
get
it's
a
fun
character
if you
sheet?
get a good group.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
get people who you actually just have fun with
Yeah.
already.
No,
Period.
because I've been a part of a campaign where if I talked out of character,
What are you doing?
Yeah, I got in trouble, and I was kind of
That's fucking silly. That's great.
Yeah.
I like, if anything, the best campaigns are more casual ones, like ones that
the ones you can actually like draw your character out.
one where people have fun breaking character.
You know what's another
that's
thing I wanna
great.
do?
That's good shit.
I want to lark.
LARP.
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Oh, I'm
Lark-
dark with
It's
one.
called live action roleplay, buddy.
LARP.
I said lark. LARP.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to
No.
LARP really.
I want to
bad.
join a fucking combat group, a little foam combat group. Let's go.
Don't talk about Fight Club. Come on.
Talk.
Fuck. No, I want to LARP. Is there an anime LARPing thing?
Start it.
Oh my god.
You would
that'd
have
be-
you would have a crowd.
There is Roman, but I guarantee they're gonna smell. They're gonna smell.
I don't. Dude, who fucking cares?
Okay.
So-
I can't smell.
Shit, you're right. You can't
Piece
smell.
of fucking
My friend's
shit.
in from Houston, right?
Yeah.
I went to go visit her in March. Like the middle of March, like 2 weeks before everything happened at the theater.
Yeah.
But I was at this art studio in Houston, in Texas. And like it was a really random event. Like we weren't even supposed to be at this art studio, but my mom and I were trying to kill time. My friend works 7 days a week. She has 2 jobs. And she
Your flies down, my boy.
Oh, we're good. Don't worry.
So I'm inside this art studio and I'm just looking at all the random paintings. Like it was probably 2 times the size of this place right now. It wasn't huge.
Oh, hey,
And
your flies up, my boy.
I'm staying
I liked it better the other
in
way.
front of this painting, right? And like, I'm just staring at it for an extra second. So the person behind the counter came over by me
Yeah.
and let me know, like, hey, these are local artists. This is for sale, like, just in case you, like, want to or whatever. And I was telling him, like, you know, I was just staring at this one because it had a lot of gold and, like, circles. Like,
Yeah.
it was spirals, right? And I was telling him this one caught my eye for some reason, like, longer than the rest of them. And, like, I couldn't, like, you know, feel why. Like, I was still just kind of looking at it. And he was like, you know, telling me about the artist and, like, telling me, like, where the other pieces are that this person had made and stuff. And, like, I was kind of just looking or whatever. And I made the comment, you know, it kind of sucks, like, as an artist, that sometimes you don't get the recognition you deserve until after you pass away. You know what I mean? Some of these people that are famous artists, that their art is worth millions, thousands, however much, and they never knew that, you know?
Not just that, but, like, also, like, artists in anything, like, okay, so, sorry to cut you off, but
you're good.
I am not the biggest fan of Tupac or Biggie.
But it's
Kill
a mystery.
yourself.
It's a mystery, you know what I mean?
I'm not.
Like they're legends for a reason.
And the reason I say that is the only reason why I can think of it. Well, other than, like, it never really appealed to me, but two, everybody holds them so, like, on the holy grail of, like, artists.
But you're guilty of having somebody you like that's kind of overhyped.
And I can
don't know who it is,
I can give you a cultural context as to why they are so hyped.
They died while they were at their prime, and
I mean, who's
while
your
they were
guilty
doing
pleasure?
their changing, while
More
they were,
than
like,
that.
changing the historical, like, you know,
They were
who's your guilty
bringing
pleasure?
rap to, like, the mainstream medium.
So it was bringing rap to the mainstream media, but two, doing it respectfully, especially Tupac.
And the
I don't
way
know
they
if
were
you
with
saw-
the ladies.
I've heard songs where he's like, "I'm gonna shoot that bitch."
No, but have you ever?
And
but
my
have
mom
you-
and
then
my
the next
dad
song, he's
used to
like,
bump and
"I
grind
love
to that shit.
And here's the question
in the
too.
90s.
Here's the question
They would go
too.
clubbing and just be dancing, my mom and my dad.
Have you guys
that's
ever-
how it was made.
And have you guys ever seen any of the interviews Tupac did, where he specifically?
he taught me how to roll blunt.
Well, Tupac also specifically said, I don't know if you misunderstand my music or something, but I'm not advocating for
When I
this
say
lifestyle.
I
It's just
don't,
music.
when I say
Yeah.
shoot that bitch, I meant, like, love her, bro. Like, I'm just saying. No, dude. Like, I'm just saying, like, everybody, like, holds them is because they didn't wheedle their way out. They died at their prime.
No, but I was asking
They
you.
like if they were to be like Lil Wayne,
They were also, like,
Lil Wayne isn't
assassinated.
as big as he was when he's like lolly lolly lollipop.
like,
if Lil Wayne were to
MGK
die
or
a lollipop,
anybody?
he'd be on top with
I hate
with the other
MGK.
ones.
who, like, is there anybody
Hate
that,
I
like,
listen to
everybody...
Machine Gun Kelly. I love
See,
Machine
there
Gun
you go.
Kelly.
I knew
God.
it. I knew it.
My God.
Machine Gun Kelly's a good artist. Fuck you, but he makes
my
good
best
music.
friend, my best friend Autumn just saw him in March at the Houston
Oh, for
rodeo.
real?
Mhm.
Hell yeah, he makes good music. Like, sorry,
See,
but
when,
not sorry.
when he passes away young, because he's going to, the way he lives,
Oh yeah, he's gonna.
then he's gonna have that same credibility later.
Well, like, he's already.
And people are gonna question it,
I'm
but
pretty
you're
sure
gonna
he's
understand.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna die down before he actually dies.
I don't know, bro. He's kind of crazy.
You know who else I have a lot of respect for, especially seeing recent interviews from? Lil Pump. I don't know if you guys have seen
Yes.
anything from him recently.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Lil
He
Pump's
said,
cool.
he's like, by the way, guys, I'm sober. I'm not an idiot. I was playing a character, and I'll thank you all very much.
I mean, that's Cardi B for you. She says that too. She's like,
Yeah.
this isn't real, by the way. Like, I'm not really like this.
I love people like that. So I mean, again, I will say the artists.
No, you don't.
The artists that I hold in
You
the
don't.
ultimate standard are the
I'm
ones
gonna
that
call you
never
out
break
in a little
character.
bit.
You know who Andy Kaufman is? Andy Kaufman was a comedian, like a really old comedian who, in this day and age, probably had a lot of a bit problematic bits. But his thing is that he would never break character. Literally, would never break character. Not like in front of anyone, not even off camera. So he kind of led a legacy of, was this guy even playing a character? Because he was sometimes so obnoxious and unreasonable and genuinely like ruined so many things by just being such a fucking stubborn asshole that, yeah. And so there's a movie that got made about it called Man on the Moon, where Jim Carrey played Andy Kaufman. Throughout
They got Jim
his-
Carrey.
Yeah, they got Jim Carrey to play Andy Kaufman, and everyone says that Jim Carrey during this time was method acting as a complete fucking asshole, where he was also being a shithead to everybody on set, treating them like shit, and he was unbearable. Like, he would just do rude shit and, excuse it with
So
the
he
method
kind of like
acting
just
thing.
keep staying in character and shit.
Yeah, even off set, he would just stay in character. But
Have you seen the TikTok, like, trend of, like, people on live using a flat iron to cook popcorn? And they're sending them likes, and whenever the like comes through based on the amount...
I've been trying my last statement.
So we've
I
been
retract my
watching
last
the NPC TikTok thing
Yeah,
for a while.
it's
That's what they call
impressive,
it.
but it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really... I don't know. I'm not for that.
Unfortunately, we've heard that it's a fetish. It is an actual sexual fetish, especially when you look at the top donors. So I found that this is something that blew my mind. Who was it? Like the top donors are a famous producer. I forget what his name was. Did I say it? Did I ever tell you what his name was?
I get what you're saying though, is you don't even realize that could be someone's like
yeah. I'm
like
trying to remember, but like they're like two famous rappers or producers, and they're like just like hitting this girl up all day long on Twitter, sending her sexual shit. Yeah, so it's like a clear sexual aspect to it.
Yeah, no, I didn't even consider that. I thought it was just like.
Oh no, it's.
Yeah.
You know, all right, go back to what you were talking about. What?
You know the messy videos you were talking about earlier, like the DIYs that made no sense? That's also fetish content.
The more you know.
Oh, but go back to what you were saying before I accidentally.
You're good.
We living in the fetish future.
All right, so I was talking about my bad. Like, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, I was literally just making a joke. I was just making a joke.
Okay, so I was inside this art studio in Texas, and I was staring at this painting, and I made the comment about how some artists don't get recognition until after they pass away. Unfortunately. And how that's like, really disappointing, but it's the reality. And the guy goes, "Wow, you must be psychic." He said that. And I was like, "Shh, what do you mean? Like why do you say that?" He
Get
said,
away from me, creepy guy. Here's your change.
The painting that you're looking at, that person passed away in January. And I didn't know that, you know what I mean? I had no clue. And I'm just staring at this painting. I make that comment and I'm appreciating his art. And I was in the act of appreciating his art after he passed away. You know what I mean? Yeah. Talking about like how sad that was. And I showed him pictures of my art, and we have such a similar art style, like with the spirals. And we're both Latino. We're both from a similar area in Mexico. His birthday is July 9th. Mine is July 10th. It was just such a weird
You're reincarnated.
connection. And guess what?
As a slime.
And guess what? That art studio since closed. I was there like one of the last 3 days it was ever open.
There's a cool little studio in Beloit you should check out. I forget the name of it. I'll pull it up after the podcast.
Sure, yeah.
But or actually I might even pull it up and plug it on the podcast. But there's a lot of really cool pieces there.
No free plugs. You called me out on Blue Chew.
Alright, I'll just send you cash apps, okay?
No, but quick question. You sell your art.
Yeah.
Where do you sell it?
I sell it at the McPherson, the 1210 Buchanan Street.
Online?
I can ship through Instagram, through Facebook, through messages. But basically it's kind of just like as I pop up, because like this is one of one. I can't recreate this if I tried. You know what I mean? So I try to make it like exclusive, like
what's the
people only have access like
what's
one
the average,
like every once in a while.
What do you think? What's the average price of your paintings?
So I've actually gained a lot of confidence in the past few months.
That's great.
Since like a near death experience. I don't want to like sell myself short anymore. So this, like a size like this.
You had one, I had one.
Yeah. This shit changes you.
I've had a couple. Every single time, I think my favorite part is like the adrenaline rush and the burst of joy after. You're like, holy shit, I'm alive.
I'm not there yet.
Not there.
No,
not
no.
there.
I'm talking momentary. Like it's right after it happens. You're like, holy shit, I'm alive. I can't believe I'm fucking alive.
I never like got there. Honestly, like I'm still like, is this real? Because I woke up in the hospital on April Fool's Day.
So were you like
on April Fool's? I woke up with a concussion. Like what happened?
Yeah. So you didn't really remember it?
Yeah, no.
So both of mine were like very, very close calls. One of them is when I crashed my car into a tree line at 45 miles per hour because it was super foggy. And the friend I was riding with was like, "Oh, we can get back to Matt's this way," and I didn't recognize the street. I just trusted him that it would take us back to Matt's, and it was so foggy I didn't see the dead end signs.
Wait, you were going 45 in a foggy?
Yeah.
Your fault.
You're right. But anyway, crashed the car into the tree line. Like it was. Again, a bit of a gap in memory, just the moment when it happened, because I remember next thing I saw, it was like driving down the road and all of a sudden tree line. And I was like, well, fuck. So we crashed the car. I wasn't even wearing a seatbelt.
Both y'all were good?
Yeah. So what happened actually was we were good, I guess, technically, but I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. I remember like bouncing around the car after we hit the trees. I lost both my back tires We were going so fast, the fucking back tires came off somehow.
You lucky bitch.
And we didn't hit a tree head on. We actually bounced off 2 of them because both sides of the front were smashed. But
I'm like,
yeah, nothing in the middle. So
I
like
have such a good imagination. I can just see this right now.
Yep. So I'm driving real fast. I see all these trees bounce off a tree to the left, bounce off a tree to the right, like a pinball. And I'm not even wearing a seatbelt, so I'm like flying around the cabin. And next thing I know,
divinely blessed right there. Someone's looking out for you.
Next thing I know, I'm like laying, or like, you know, kind of. I think I was like squished into like the bottom under the steering wheel. But like I sit up and I'm like, holy shit, Josh, we gotta crawl out of the car because the doors were smashed shut from hitting trees on the sides. And he was like, fuck, okay. And we just crawled out of the car.
Hey, yo, you still got that bottle? I need a shot right after this.
So I left my phone in the car, so we had no way to call 911.
Shit.
I think Josh's phone was dead, so we
gotta crawl back in there, buddy.
We were just walking along the side of the road. I was bleeding.
That's when you wish you had a conceal and carry, just shoot up in the air.
I was bleeding from the side of the head.
We need a flare gun.
Yeah.
It's a good emergency tool. Like,
Sure, but I mean, I don't think I was trying, so for whatever reason, I think because I hit my head a little bit, I was convinced the car was going to blow up. That's why I told Josh we got to crawl out the windows.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
why I never reached the, like, I'm so okay, because, like, I thought that the world was ending.
Yep. I thought that, like, this is it. The car might blow up. Josh, we got to crawl out the windows. But once we were out of the car, I'm like, holy shit, I'm alive, but I don't know what happened to my brain. I was like, I don't know if I have a concussion right now. I don't know, because I was bleeding from the head.
Oh, that's why you are how you are now.
Probably. So I'm walking along the side of the road with this dude, and several cars pass us, and finally the cops pull up, and they're like, yeah, what's going on? We got reports that you guys walking along the side of the road limping and bleeding. I was like, well, I crashed my car back there. It's really fucking foggy out.
Maybe stop and see if I'm okay.
Yeah, well, so they did pretty much, because it's not like they didn't breathalyze me. They didn't.
No, I mean the people that called you in.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Some
sure that's
kids
what
are
they want.
fucking. It's not Halloween.
You never know, though. Like,
Yeah.
that could be really unsafe. Like, if I was by myself and I stopped just, like, I guess.
I mean, they see us both bleeding. They might figure that this is maybe we both were in
I wouldn't
a fight.
be here to judge. I'd be like, are you guys okay? Like, do you need to get to the hospital? Because, like, I mean, West Side doesn't even have, like, you can't even go for a gunshot wound anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this shit's scary, dude. Like, especially like walking around at night. I don't know. This is new territory for me.
This is a nice little block you got right
I
there.
see.
Yeah,
It
it's
is,
cool.
yeah.
But
It's-
like I saw a fox like literally 2 blocks away.
You're 5 minutes away from my favorite smoke spot, Anna Page Conservation like place. They have like a little fireplace right out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell
Do you like conservatories then?
Yeah.
You ever been to Garfield Park Conservatory?
Yeah, actually, my uncle got married there.
Fuck, it's
I
so
want to
beautiful.
go right now, though, because there's fairies on display.
What?
There's little fairy houses on display at the Garfield Park
And we're
Conservatory.
going. And we're going. I'm going to sign up for a VNS this week, and we're going.
To answer your question again, like, you were asking me how to buy my art. I actually make most of my money off commissions. You know what I mean? Because, like, I really like all of these colors, and you might see it and think it's dope.
Yeah.
But you might also see this and be like, man, I wish this was this color. I wish this was whatever. You know what I mean? And I can incorporate, like, what you like into, like, you know, my creativeness and, like, kind of just push out whatever. And normally people like it. And if they don't, then I just keep it and sell it, and it's not a big deal.
One thing, so I was thinking for a while about what it reminded me of, and it reminds me it reminds me of some of like the abstract splash backgrounds of like some cartoons where it's
The arcade carpets.
yeah
Maybe a little bit?
yeah
Okay.
like the textured like cool backgrounds that
Yeah.
they put in like very reactive shots or
Yeah.
like high energy shots or something.
My aesthetic
It's
is
great.
supposed to be really loud and like
Yeah.
vibrant and just supposed to like make you feel like a kid again.
I would
know?
say that could definitely be something to pitch it as too, is like great backgrounds, like wonderful backgrounds for stuff.
household decor.
All right.
yeah,
So
it's-
let me
it's
ask you. Let me ask you a question. If you were to sell that painting right now, how much would it be?
For you or for someone?
Someone.
If I were to sell it and like put it on display, it would be $500 for the size.
500.
But on right now at the McPherson, I have anything ranging from $15 to $300. And then my largest paintings at the McPherson are actually on sale right now for pay what you can. So if it's a little girl that has $75 and she really likes it, she can have it.
Oh.
Or
That's
if it's some rich motherfucker that comes by with $700,
Dude,
they want to pay me $700. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a pay what you can vibe.
I was the same way at the scrapyard because so I used to work at a scrapyard, and obviously there would be a lot of different people who would come in of different socioeconomic status, where sometimes, you know, someone comes in who's really struggling and they got a couple copper pipes. I can fudge the numbers. I can pay you an extra pound. I can, you know, say it's clean when it's not, and like I can make sure you get like $30 instead of 12 or something.
And then make it up for the people that don't really care.
Or the people who bring in fucking 3,000 pounds of copper, and let's say I find a screw in there, or I find a nail, something that's not copper. I could be like, yeah, I'm gonna ding you this many pounds because I have a feeling there's this much in there. Or like businesses bring in a shit ton of aluminum siding, find a nail. I could be like, yeah, I'm gonna deduct this many pounds because I have a feeling a lot of this is dirty. You know, you can move shit around like Robin Hood.
That's kind of how I've been feeling lately. Like,
Yeah.
when it comes to like plugging people, like I drive up to Michigan sometimes.
You gotta be the change you
and
wanna
like
see.
I want to be like, you know, telling my friends like, yo, I'm going up to Michigan, what you want me to get? But then I also don't want to drive back with a shit ton of stuff.
Yep.
So I'm over here like, shit, why did I do this to myself? But then we get back and we get high, and then I'm in a good mood, so it's not a big deal.
yeah. No, I've got someone thinking about driving up to Michigan soon for a shit ton of stuff. You can let me know if you want anything.
For sure. Yeah, they have like this one called Nobody's Home I've been to, and True Leaf. I prefer True Leaf because you can get an ounce for $50.
Really? In Michigan?
It's like a decent like home, like indoor grown kind.
Yeah, like locally grown kind of stuff?
Like it's decent. It's like considered like indoor here. You know what I mean? It's not exotic or anything, but
no.
It's definitely worth the price.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way. Sometimes I pick up like a pound for $700 because it's great. Like it's not designer, but it's definitely
Do you
nice.
realize how blessed we are to be able to smoke on the scale that we can? Because my cousins in Mexico, they're marijuanos or whatever they call themselves, but they can only smoke like an eighth every 2 weeks, maybe.
Like that's all they can buy.
Wait, why?
Because where they stay, it's so regulated by the cartel because they're keeping it safe from the hoodlums. You know what I mean? Because like they have like the people that are trying to make their money off of the tourists and people like that.
Yeah.
Well, the cartel keeps the people safe away from the hoodlums, and they regulate the hoodlums being able to sell drugs to people because they try to lace the stuff that the tourists end up consuming.
So they just regulate how much is in the supply of the people to sell off to the tourists that come.
And you need to connect directly to them to get a safe amount.
Yeah.
I want to go back home so bad, but I'm so scared to go back home.
Where are you from?
I'm from Guanajuato.
Shit. I don't blame you for not wanting to visit right now.
but
I'm from like a valley or like a place where it's like supposedly okay, and right now it's not. They don't want me to go by myself.
Well, it's not okay.
We'll just go together.
But
we'll hit up your town and we'll go to mine.
Roman has said that his town has never been okay.
But like,
it's border. It's like it's in between a border.
But like, pretty much, my cousin's there in the housewarming party. He went. He's like, yeah, it's not bad. It's just like.
No, you guys.
If you don't fuck with the cartel, they won't fuck with you.
I was gonna say, you guys let the fucking cartel do whatever you want, or do whatever they want on your property, and in exchange, they don't fuck with you.
No, my family pays taxes to the cartel, not the government.
I think their property is big enough where there's like enough land where just like the free passage is fine, you know.
And no, but they pay taxes to the cartel to keep them safe.
Another thing is
protection.
The person that in our hometown that like actually like does the hits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this guy's fucking up. He's fucking up. He's my cousin.
He fucking up.
So if they were
no names, no names.
So I'd be like, soy primo de blah, 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 blah. Be like, oh, sí? Oh, and then he'd be like, oh yeah, family's just like, he's just visiting. Leave him the fuck alone.
Alright, yeah. So if
but they've been hitting tourists areas and everything lately.
When you say hitting, you mean robbing?
So like, imagine you're laying on the beach in Cancun.
Yeah,
right?
they just come up and rob you.
Y'all just go you're just chilling, and you have this bag. It's got, your spare cash for the day or whatever, and your snacks or whatever.
Just take the
And
shit.
then there's 6 boats come up onto the fucking shore to the private beach, and they're ready. They just come, they grab all the bags.
If you have enough money to be on a private beach,
that's what they're saying.
They know you have money.
Yeah,
and as somebody
they're
who
hitting a lick, they're just trying to make their money.
As somebody who does not respect or like rich people, I cannot hate.
But if you're in a situation with 3 kids. They're in the water. The boats are pulling up. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes you feel unsafe. You don't want to feel unsafe.
No. And
Wish I would about that chair, huh?
I kind of just think it makes sense where, like, they are clearly communicating, don't come into our fucking territory. Like, this is our
That's
territory.
what they should have done during the riots that they were doing in the West Side. Like, why did you riot in the West Side of Rockford?
Yeah.
And
you guys didn't clean it up.
You got to think, like...
I sat there and looked at it for weeks afterwards. Like,
As fucked up as it is, though, that, like, the cartel is doing that, they are actually, like, giving a lot of money to the places as well.
Because it's organized.
So, like
I said, the hoodlums are the bad guys.
That is the difference between organized crime and non-organized crime.
Yeah, because, like...
Organized crime takes care of the community.
If you're, like, living in a space where, like, you can't get a job and, like, you know, this, and this, and, like, you're not able to live in our society, the cartel actually, like, helps out in some way. So, like, they are the Robin Hood. They're
definitely guilty of a
they're
lot of
fucking
things.
bad. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but
you asked last podcast, who do you think would win in the world war? Right?
The Yakuza, the fucking Taliban,
for me,
ISIS.
For me, it's the rednecks.
Nah.
That have all of their fucking guns that aren't regulated, that nobody knows about.
They don't know how to use them and they're drunk.
You don't know that, because I've seen plenty of rednecks that have a straight shot.
Could you imagine?
That's why the Japanese didn't come over here during World War II, because we had our own weaponry.
I know what you're saying. Don't count them out, but at the same time,
and the amount of hackers, like the generations are moving up. They could hack into whatever fucking system you have, moving your nukes.
Can they snipe people from like thousands of yards away?
The only alliance I don't see happening is the rednecks and the nerds.
But the nerds are the sons of the rednecks.
Sometimes.
You know what I mean? Like, they raise...
That's a very new cultural phenomenon.
Hey, son, we're going to war. Stop fucking your sister/mom and come over here.
No, I will say there's definitely been a convergence of blue-collar and, like, Silicon Valley workers, especially because of that whole time period where it's so funny because for a while the journalists were making fun of the blue-collar workers for being put out of a job.
My boyfriend's one of these people. That's why I think that.
Yeah. So the journalists... Well, one sec.
What would they be considered?
I don't know. Minutemen?
Rednecks?
Call them regular?
Redneck. Like, what would they be considered as a gang that, like...
I would join up with them.
It can't just be somebody that's like, oh, yeah.
There was a lady that came to my house.
Timmy over there, and let's get all the boys from the streets and, like, you know, let's... No.
Get all the boys and we hack them.
It's got to be not government-wise, but
the non-racist ones. So that's going to be really hard to find. I don't know if they...
That's fucked.
I don't know.
No. Okay, so I will say there's definitely, a growing community of rednecks that are like more progressive, that are more tolerant, more accepting.
It's because we're growing up and like we had a chance to incorporate our mindset into society.
We're growing up in a community where it's no longer funny or cool to be racist, which is a great thing. But all of a sudden, you're going to see all these people that might have been culturally influenced to be racist, no longer culturally influenced to be racist.
No, I've definitely delicately checked my friends, like, whenever stuff like that comes up, because I know I've been guilty of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we just have to be respectful of each other. That was actually the topic that I sent you originally.
Yeah.
Was mutual respect. Like, I really feel like that's, like, literally the most important thing to me. And I was curious, because of the age that we live in, do you believe that you are to respect your elders, and once you get older, you get respect? Or do you feel like respect is earned, not given?
Respect is earned in my... Well, no. There's
a balance, right?
There's a silver lining.
I believe completely in reciprocity as far as respect goes, but I don't think respect includes taking care of somebody. Because I do believe that I would take care of somebody and make sure that they are, happy and comfortable.
I think that means love.
Yeah.
Like,
so
taking care of somebody is love.
Oh, then yeah, I'd love everybody. Like, even if I didn't respect somebody and I thought they were an awful piece of shit, and I would tell them to their face, like, hey, you old fucker, you ready for another day of hell? Like, I would still take care of them and make sure they're comfortable and make sure that they're,
I hear that.
Yeah, because that's human respect. That is, like, respect for the existence of another.
And like, also, like I said, it's like, it's both ways, because, like, respect is definitely earned. Well, no.
It's a balance. It's so
again, that's why I say reciprocity, because it's not about whether or not somebody's earned respect. It's about whether or not they've shown me respect. I don't believe it's so, like, maybe earning it in my eyes is showing it to me, but like I never respect somebody just because they think they deserve it or have done something to deserve it.
Like teachers, policemen, authority figures.
Sure,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you also think about how many bad apples are there. Quite a fucking few. So if you give somebody respect right off the bat just because they have this title, that's the kind of person to abuse that title.
And it makes me feel for you because, like, I've literally lived a life where those people in my life have given me respect, so I'm able to reciprocate respect
Yeah.
to those people. Like,
Yep.
I've gotten pulled over, I don't have an attitude.
Yeah,
You know what
no.
I mean? And I'm half Mexican, half white, and I've been in the car when my dad's been kind of like...
I'll say this
Yeah.
much. I think that when you get pulled over, being civil is not the same as being respectful. It's not the same as supporting police. It's not the same as having any sort of affiliation with like
It's a matter of
pro-police sentiment.
safety when it comes to that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. I think that when you get pulled over, if you're civil and like as sanitized and completely clean and peachy as you can be, that's because you're protecting yourself. You're ensuring the best outcome for you. And I guess another idiom that I'm very fond of.
Selfish. You're being a little selfish.
That's fine.
At that point,
That's
yeah.
fine. But
Self-care.
another
Self-care,
idiom.
selfish. I don't want that ticket.
Another idiom I'm very fond of because it is so fucking true if you know anything about the law is you can beat the time, but you can't beat the ride. Which means if you're getting arrested, you gotta get arrested.
Is it that if it can't be the time, don't do the... I don't know.
No, it's you can beat the time, but you can't beat the ride, which means you can win the court case.
Can't do the time, don't do the crime.
That's fucking stupid. I hate that one. But
It's the same shit.
no, that's fucking stupid.
Kinda the
because
same thing.
The law is not always moral, and it's not the same thing at all. Because what it means is, even if you did nothing wrong and you have a good case and you're probably gonna win, you still gotta go with the cops when they're arresting you. You still gotta say, "Oh,
I get what you're saying. Like, you
Yeah.
don't want to resist.
Yeah.
you can't beat the ride," meaning you gotta go with them to jail, but you can beat the time. And what that means is the more respectful and polite and sanitized, and again, like
I don't know, dude, because there are a lot of false criminals out there.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
are a lot
so
of people
what that-
doing time, and
and
some
again-
people unfortunately don't see the light of day.
And
Yeah.
and again, what that means is so you have to be as nice and polite and proper as you can be till you get that legal representation, and that's when you talk to your lawyer. Don't talk to the cops. Never talk to the cops ever. I'm never saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying talk to the cops.
The
You
reason I
never.
was asking that question, and I don't think you had a chance to like fully like decide, like you kind of said.
Oh
both.
no, yeah, it's because because respect could be easily lost. I feel like respect is a thing like oh yeah, the record on being trustworthy is good.
I guess. How do you view respect? Like, what is your definition? You personally?
Me?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I feel like if I can count on you, then it's a good thing. Honestly,
I think it's acknowledgement, like literally
well,
acknowledgement.
no,
of a person's existence.
respect,
That's a
and
very interesting answer.
Respect and accountability shouldn't be put in the same thing either, because I guess it's just like if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. That's fucking fine. If you have a problem with me, you're gonna talk to me. That's because like we have that respect, we have that mutual foundation.
So you're kind of saying reciprocity too, and reciprocity basically means what you give me, I give you. What you put in, I'll put in. Like what.
But
you
I also
show
put
me.
in more. You know,
Yeah,
like
see,
if I
same.
hold open the door,
So you're charitable too.
if I hold open the door and then you don't say thank you, I'm not like fuck you, bitch.
No, I get caught
You're
holding the door
walking
for
it.
like 5 people.
I
and
just
I'm
I'm just like, oh, okay, then whatever. Who cares?
So I think it's very interesting you say affirmation.
like acknowledgement.
Yeah,
of
acknowledgement.
Their existence.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I see respect almost like as an alliance. I think people who I respect and people who respect me, I view as an alliance as like we're going to have a positive social interaction, or you're going to treat me nicely for no reason and I'll do the same to you. Like we encounter each other every day and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, man?" Like respect is like a I'm happy you're here, you're happy I'm here kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the moment somebody walks up to you, do you ever respect to them?
No. Not at all.
But why is
Period. Because I don't know you.
that? Okay. But what if they're like, hi?
If I'm
And then-
if
and
I'm
then
getting
you-
a
I
service
go,
from
oh, hey.
somebody,
I go, "Hey, what's up?"
like, you know, you're
Is
going
that-
to a
is that when respect
hairdresser,
is
a
born?
barber.
That is showing respect, I think, but that doesn't immediately establish the respect or like a great amount of respect. Like, sure, it comes in
It's
amounts.
a stepping stone.
Yeah, like that is. I would say that is kind of like showing respect is when you're like, "Hey, what's up, man?" You know, like so. I guess what you're saying is exactly. It's like acknowledgement.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at that point, you're saying it's earned.
Because I almost
Yes.
feel like ignoring someone or like ignorance is disrespectful. Like just directly, like almost
Yeah.
like an opposite. Like
Yeah,
if you're
no.
gonna ignore somebody's like like, if I didn't say hello to her when I walked in today, or they, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
And that's like, and even adjusting what I just said with pronouns, you know what I mean? That's respectful. That's
right.
acknowledging somebody's existence and like letting them know, like, hey, I see you, and like you're here with me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And the reason I'm like bringing that question up is because I'm working on trying to like earn and have like a good relationship with my younger brother right now. And he's just started a new relationship, like his first love, whatever.
Oh,
and,
my buddy,
like,
I'm sorry, but it's gonna be gone in a couple months.
You know, I hope it works out for him. You know what I mean? But her and I butt heads like crazy.
Heart hurts.
And I've been trying to work on like having like a level of mutual respect with this girl, and like no matter how hard I try, like I know I'm doing my best. I'm not having any ill intentions. Like even right now I'm talking about her and I'm saying I hope they work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I genuinely hope that because he loves her so much. But I just can't earn her respect. And there's people in my life like lately that like you just kind of hit that like.
I think this is sort of like a milestone with getting older as a person, is when all of a sudden you realize people younger than you who are like the cool kids, all of a sudden they have to disrespect you every opportunity they get because it's cool. It's weird, but it happens.
Yeah, and if they seriously don't like you, they will not want to be around you.
Yeah.
But like you can't make everybody like you.
Exactly.
All you can do is just keep a
Not at
positive
all.
personality.
Do they seem like they enjoy being around you to antagonize you?
No, like
No.
it was like she switched up, like flipped a switch, and like I feel like maybe like me bringing it up right now and like trying to talk to her about like, hey, are we good? You know, like it might change things.
How old
but
is she?
She's turned 18. Like
Okay.
That's gonna be gone in a couple months. What's her name? I was
Come on,
No, she could be-
no names.
Nope. And I'm kidding. Okay.
And I think there's so many
podcast funny.
there's so many variables that could be happening there.
I thought that was
alarm
my
time.
phone. I'm like, shit, the video.
Yeah, I checked my phone too. So that could be so many things at that age too. Is like you're going through a lot of stuff. Like could be emotional stuff
Yeah.
too. It completely.
And
that
like
has
where I'm
nothing
at
to do
right
with
now
you.
is like it's not a mutual respect. Like I have a respect for her because she's been caring for him. I really like them together for my own reasons.
Yeah,
you
and
know what I mean?
that's earned too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose just because somebody doesn't necessarily do anything for me, if they do something that's respectable, like especially for people I care about, like that earns my respect too.
Yeah.
Of course.
Or you could be like a dick about it and tell your brother, like, hey, don't fuck her until she talks to me and gives me some respect.
Oh my god.
Or you could like,
I could, but then it wouldn't work, right?
why
I
don't you
made-
like me?
I made post-it
He's naked
notes
over there waiting for you.
to make sure I didn't forget
You're not
anything.
allowed.
Look, no kids club. You got kids?
Nope.
No kids?
Hell no.
No baby daddies here. I brought up GSB icon.
You brought notes?
Yeah, I did.
Hey,
I
let's
don't want to
go.
forget.
Look at that. That's awesome.
What do your parents do for a living?
My mom, as of right now, is unemployed because she just went to Mexico.
But like when you were
Came
growing
back.
up, she was just
Oh,
kind of like took care of
She
you?
was always like going off and on job. The main one that I remember is she would make, we call them piezas. You ever look in a vending machine? The little plastic things that like hold the sodas? Mm-hmm. That's what we would make.
Okay.
And we would have to fill up a box. And a box takes like about an hour and a half. And my mom would be like, you gotta make one before you could like go and play. So we're just like standing. So like, we got two pieces from fucking two boxes. Put a little fucking needle in it. Slam it. Fucking toss it in. And then, dude, it was so fucking small. And we had to fill a box like this big.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
Pallet.
So we would like
size
put
boxes.
fucking TV on and just.
Just get it done.
Yep.
I wonder
For
how
two
much
and
she
a
would-
half hours.
I wonder how much she would make per box, like to make it worth it. You know. What
Well,
I
she
mean?
gave me $20 a week.
Well, then it must have been worth it for her too. Then.
They went under.
What about your dad?
He was okay. So, growing up as me, he's landscape.
Okay.
He was a professor in Mexico,
Oh.
but for some fucking reason, United States, Mexico.
Yeah, they didn't recognize my dad's high school diploma.
So like, it didn't transfer. He was like teaching kids in fucking college over
Yeah,
there, and they're like,
it's so stupid.
yeah, no, you landscaping.
He's probably really good at both things.
And it's funny because he told me one thing. He grabbed the he grabbed our
Is there a button?
he grabbed our
Yes,
Mexican
there is.
history book, and then he grabbed like the U.S. literature book. He's like, hey, you see this big book? like about this much is actually truth. The rest, it's all bullshit. And I'm like, cool.
Right on.
At the time, he told me when I was like 6, and now I'm like, yeah, everything ain't fucking. All this is bullshit.
Hold up.
What about you?
They're all
What do your parents
lies.
do?
My dad is a biomedical technician. He basically fixes hospital equipment. He used to work at Rockford Memorial.
Okay.
Now he works at Mercy Health. My
When
mom.
they got bought out by Javon.
Oh, mercy.
Yep. Now my mom is. She's kind of like
Think
a
about you, girl. Why Pete? What be thinking about her?
Okay. So my mom is basically like a CPA. She works at a scrapyard and does accounting for them, but she also audits other scrapyards that send in like paperwork and that send in like shipping transaction histories and things like that. So she'll like audit all the transactions and make sure all the money is where they say it's going and make sure everything is proper and blah blah blah.
I would fuck that up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you right now, if that was my job, I would fuck it up.
Let me know if you need like an internship because like they're hiring.
No, I mean like I would do bad. Like I would fuck, not the slang. Like I would fuck that. No, I would
I
would
thought you meant,
mess
like,
that up.
I definitely took that as like you'd be great at that.
No, my bad.
No, you're good. I used to work there too for a little while. I was cutting steel with an oxygen torch all day.
Okay.
It was
So
a really
did you have like a?
yeah. So it was a really cool job. I had the welder's mask, the oxygen torch, the giant industrial liquid oxygen tanks, the acetylene tanks, propylene tanks, things like that.
Okay.
But it was a really fun job. It was
I
just
can imagine that.
yeah. You would
I'm sure
just cut.
It's hot.
Yeah. So number one, cutting steel all day, very fun. Like everyone's dream, every violent person's dream, destructive person's dream. But I got burned all day, like burned alive. Basically, it was like hot molten steel
So
flying at me.
literally temperature hot too.
Yeah. No, like I got actual fucking burns still forever that are scars now. So
Yikes.
yep. But I got to learn how to use bunch of fun equipment like the oxygen torch itself. I got to use an arc air thermal lance, which was really fun. What it is it's like a thermal it's a thermite rod, so it's kind of like welding, but you're lighting thermite on fire, blasting oxygen through it. So it heats up to like 2,000 something degrees.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they work underwater. They can cut through anything. That's like what you do for underwater welding and underwater cutting. So it's fun shit. It's just super dangerous, super awful. Yeah.
Well, my
Do you need more
parents.
rice?
Huh?
Do you need more rice?
No, I'm good. I've drank a whole like 2 cups. Shout out GSB. My mom worked for United Airlines for like 25 years.
United Airlines, oh no.
Yeah, so I got to travel a shit ton. And then I had my dad work for DuraClean, which is like a restoration specialist company owned by Joe Bartz in town. So the reason I was asking is because there's some people where their parents started businesses like how I'm trying to do, and they're going to inherit it. You know what I mean? And that's just money. They can they can choose to continue the business, they can choose to sell it. You know what I mean? There's some people that we went to high school with, when they graduated, they inherited like just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's how come I feel so far behind right now with the No Kids Club, kind of joking or whatever. But it's like I'm not behind. You know what I mean? Like I'm self-made, you're self-made, like you're over here with a whole new house. Like I'm really proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
I just wanted to say that, and like it's not a small thing.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. Hard work. I posted on Facebook at the beginning of the year, like, no matter what happens. No, I said, I'm buying my house this year no matter what. If I don't, Finn's gonna die.
It's those close to death experiences that make you just want to do it, right?
Well, yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
shit, life's too short.
And also, like I wanted my house. So I bought, I worked a lot. Don't get me wrong. This shit wasn't like, oh, I'm going to just live my normal life. I fucking worked a lot. I worked 12 hours. And I was working 6 days a week for like 3-4 months straight.
And you were emotional without your family at first, right? Like that
Yeah.
first night. Yeah, I could imagine.
And like right now, I'm I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better about it. I got my house. I got, like, I could...
Once you start, like, putting, like, your stuff, like, here and there, like, it'll feel more at home,
Yeah, I can invite whoever I want over, but most of the time...
It's just your space.
It's literally just fucking me.
No, that's what it's for.
And I'm, like, I hate this. Maybe I should move my PS4 to the living room, because the PS4 is in my room.
Fuck it, get another console.
No, I have a PS5. It's in the,
shit.
It's in the living room.
Oh shit. So, but what do you play on the PS4 right now?
I don't play anything.
Oh, you watch shows.
I just watch shows.
Okay.
But it's just in the living room right now collecting dust, because, like, I have a PS4 and on my days off, I'm in bed laying down, or, like, I'm cutting my fucking grass and shit.
You need to play Minecraft.
Never got into it.
Server, boy.
I never got into it. And then
I play Animal Crossing. That's literally it.
like, I don't know, like, it's just a lot. But damn.
But yeah, I pretty much covered all these little notes that I had. You asked me questions that I didn't even think were going to come up.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad that you remember. Here, I'm going to give this to you and you can give it back to me, because I want to know what kind of music you listen to.
Music recommendations.
Hell yeah, because I'm always
shit.
down for new stuff.
Hey, well, we got, like...
We can go, we can wrap it up.
No. I was going to take a shot.
Oh, shit. A shot of the gin?
Hell no.
Oh.
Sorry, Romy. I love you, buddy. But, like...
It's because Ryan Reynolds made that. Good. I love Deadpool. That movie is my favorite. You're going to take a shot of the whiskey. Is that what you're doing?
What kind you got over there?
Let's do a shot of fucking tequila.
Okay, well, I'm a gamer. No, I don't want a shot. I'm okay. I'm a gamer.
Oh, you want a shot?
I'm good on a shot, girl. No,
I am a-okay.
She called me girl.
Yeah.
Oh. See, that's another complicated thing. My pronouns are they, them, but they, my new pronouns. No, but my pronouns are they, them, but you got me fucked up if you don't think I like being called baby girl.
Yeah, I'm
that
the
shit.
worst. Like, I use, like, baby and, like, interchangeable pet names, like,
I say
inappropriately.
baby.
Sometimes.
Inappropriate? Oh, so...
Yeah.
They say Pookie.
Okay.
And babe.
Yeah.
a shot.
Yep. It's understood.
I'm gonna ask this to Bone. I respect, like, the they, them and stuff and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, unfortunately, like, the English language doesn't really work that way.
Translate it?
Yeah, translate it very well. It becomes a little complicated when you're talking to somebody about... because I was talking to somebody about you, but I was saying, like, oh, yeah, and they were doing this, and she's like, who? So I'm like...
It's a plural instead of a singular.
So, yeah, because, yeah.
A good tactic for that is just replacing the pronoun with the name.
Does,
Is that a nectar collector?
Yes, it is.
How long do you
Shit.
personally believe until you guys come up with, like,
Oh my god, that was scary. Smell
a
that.
name or word that, like, replaces they, them with, like, what you guys, like, believe in?
When you say you guys, are you talking about me?
Yeah, like, people that say
Thoughts?
they, them.
It smells really good.
Non-binary people?
Non-binary, yes.
You just click the button 3 times.
I don't really see the word changing. As far as I'm aware, it hasn't really come up as an issue.
And you know what's so
It's
easy.
definitely something that
What?
you have to get used to and just explain. And
Does it light up or not?
Yeah.
Hit it 3
And I
times real
understand
fast.
that the English, textbook.
That was like
English,
4.
it
Oh,
does not
shit, it
translate
worked.
well, but it does translate in other English.
Did it? No.
Like Spanish, I think that's what they done for.
Let's see.
Yeah, because, like, I remember, like, David talks about you to, like, like, always... And,
turned it
and
off, that's what
But,
he
like,
did.
he goes, like, she, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. But then I'm like, that's easier to understand
Well, like I said,
as, like, somebody that's talking to somebody, so
when David
it's
says
just
it doesn't
weird.
offend us, he means it. Like,
Yeah.
Like I just use he now, he's not going to be upset about it.
Yeah, so like, and I tell them, I
Baby.
tell them sometimes I don't really try with you. Like, I don't expect you to understand it, so I don't get upset / don't really,
What do you mean?
I mean, when I try to tell you the they them thing, you want to debate whether or not it makes sense in the English language rather than doing it.
No, I was gonna say,
We were debating on whether or not I took that
literally-
dab right. Nah.
I literally,
Oh, okay.
I literally just asked her the same question that I
I will
asked
do a
Billy.
demonstration.
It wasn't really a debate. It was just like it doesn't really
was
work
clogged.
because like they
Oh, see, it
them
wasn't my fault.
is plural. Like if we were to, it's just like it's a little confusing talking about somebody to people that like don't know who they
See, the reason I was curious to meet them was because David refers to them as their partner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was kind of like, oh, I wonder. You know what I mean? But, like, it's definitely, like, it just, as you catch yourself doing
it's just like the English language hasn't caught up, unfortunately. And, like, but
you
it does take time.
Now.
The English language is
Go
always
1, 2, 3
evolving. So, like, that's why I asked, like, how long do you think until, like, you guys, like, come up with a...
I think I see it lit up.
If that ever
4?
does
There we
happen,
go.
or do you think we will,
you got it.
or do you think that we will evolve? No, because the English language is always gonna. If we evolve, no.
Are you aware of neopronouns, Roman? Do you know what neopronouns
Damn,
are?
that thing looks hot. Hopefully it doesn't taste burnt.
Neopronouns?
Yeah,
Pronouns?
this is like
I think
the
I got
people
it.
that have
feel
pronouns
it.
that have
Hopefully
no
don't taste burnt,
location to he, she, they.
Yeah, he, she,
I'm
they,
proud.
them. Oh, he,
Yeah.
she.
Refer to themselves as like bunny, bunself, and like it's very odd. But when you ask the question, is there another word we're going to use for it? There's already other words being used.
I think my true question
That's
is,
cool. Yeah.
like if you consider yourself in the middle, you know what I mean? Do you feel unique in that, like, position? Or do you feel like there's a community right there?
I will-
Well, non-binary and gender fluid are two very different things. What you describe being in the middle.
Yeah.
Non-binary is somebody who doesn't.
Yeah, I don't mean to generalize it at all.
Either gender. So I would say there's a huge community of people who don't resonate with the typical stereotypes of a female or a male, or they just don't feel the same with whatever they like. When people refer to them in the pronouns like he, him, her, that's going to be a lot more comfortable for another.
Well, I'm glad that there's a sense of community there, because I know that when we were in high school, that wouldn't have been there.
And
Not in small areas like this, but you'll find online there's a huge community of support for one another.
And
Yeah.
I'm happy to explain it for myself too, because
Yeah.
for me, I guess it's a little different. That I feel a complete alienation from masculinity, for the most part, in the sense that I'm kind of a fruity, effeminate guy, but none of that has to do with, like, you know, I am not also an overtly, like, gay guy or anything like that. You know, I'm bi for the most part, but, like,
Say it louder, Daddy.
That's what I view it as like almost like a uniqueness. Like I don't mean to offend anyone, but I'm
No.
like a superpower. Like not to like put that label on it, but like I don't know how to like
You can word
articulate
wrongly,
it.
You're not going to offend anyone.
No.
No,
That's
no.
not what I'm afraid
Like,
of.
if I say-
you're cool, and
when
like,
I go-
I'm
it's the thought
asking you this
itself
because I'm
that isn't
confident. in myself.
when I said I only meant because, like, I don't know if it's a superpower. I also hate the idea of elevating anyone above anyone else just because they are.
Not just someone who has those pronouns. I misspoke. I'm
Yeah.
talking about anybody in the LGBTQ community. Like
They added
like
new
it's almost
words.
like
They added they added more words.
yeah, like the
And-
questioning, all of that. Like I feel like being a part of the community, like myself as a bisexual, I feel like included and
Yeah, it's a super. That's
people
the
are just so happy and nice to each other.
That's
like,
the best part about it, is that it is such an inclusive community, basically because a lot of people who aren't a part of it can be so exclusive to us. Like, they can be so exclusive and disgusting. and
allyship.
like, yeah. Like, the reason the community exists is mostly because people who aren't a part of it can be very hateful and awful. So to offset that, you know, people are typically very nice to each other if they share any sort of, like, non-heteronormativity.
mutual respect, if you will.
Now,
Right.
how do you feel about the people that like take it to the extreme? Like, oh, I don't like that. I'm actually a They like
Speak
talking
the
about a
truth.
poem.
Moral
But-
busybodies exist in every single subset of any single or of every single
Is
culture.
that like a Karen for you guys?
I was gonna say the LGBT community is something that's really hard for me to come up with a subject because I've internalized homophobia from being in a Christian home. And
No, we say
Yeah.
faggot. Like, we
I was not
So
allowed to
personally,
be gay.
yeah.
Like I grew up in a home I was not allowed to be gay.
I-
Oh,
Same-
I told my parents I kissed a fucking guy, and it wasn't for me. So that's it. And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." In front of my uncles, I'm like, "Yeah, I kissed a guy." Because, like, you don't know what you don't like if you don't try it. Like, I wouldn't like
He's like,
pizza
"I
if I
just
didn't
was
try it.
curious."
So I kissed him, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Maybe you just didn't
I'm
like
good.
them, like that particular
If you're willing
person.
to
There
do
wasn't a
it at all,
vibe.
Roman,
Yeah,
that's a little fruity.
just base it off one person. I don't know.
No, I like because I watched what was it called? What the fuck was it called? Lesbian Homie. And it's a little fucking series on on YouTube where, like, she's thick and and like there's some guy that's like, oh, hey, what's up, bro? And then, like, she had her lesbian friend saying like, oh yeah, like how do you know if you don't like dick if you never tried it?
True, I guess. I don't
Like
know.
you don't know. She's like, oh fuck, and like she actually did like it. So I was like, huh.
Well, sexuality is always.
So like
yeah. Like something you liked
so, like,
years ago couldn't be what you like now.
It's really hard to
I'm
have
like,
a set like
no.
label on any of it.
you're bad.
That's the same with like being in a relationship with someone is like you're kind of like getting to know each other as time goes on. Like you're not the same people, you know?
Before David, I actually was.
Cheers to Violet.
only with women.
Cheers to Violet, buddy.
Yeah, cheers.
Got a
Get it,
warm
get it,
beer
get it.
over there.
Do you want to repeat that?
Yeah, before David, I was purely with women. I identified as a lesbian for the longest time.
That's hot.
Things changed.
That
yeah.
says a lot about you.
I'm a
so
very
interesting.
feminine.
That says a lot about your character.
That's what I'm saying is I'm more feminine a lot of times I feel than masculine.
For her to feel safe with you outside of anything, you know?
Yeah,
So,
no, like I that's part of the non-binary thing too, I guess, is the fact that like
I gotta bless a crystal and give it to you.
Ooh.
I did that to Yash and
Bless it
now
up.
he has a girl.
Hot. Ooh. Please. I'm lonely. Me and my fox are lonely.
You remember Eric, right?
Eric who? Munoz?
No, Eric Beale. We went to school with him.
Oh, Eric Beale. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's my boyfriend.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
we lived together.
Aw, congrats.
I love him.
I know of him.
Yeah, he didn't really talk much in high
He's
school.
a high school guy.
I asked him if he knew you. He said no, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, I don't.
it's funny because
I cannot picture anything. I'm just like, oh yeah, I've heard that name, Eric Beale. Yeah,
Tall
what's up,
ass
man?
motherfucker.
Hey.
I was so loud and like outgoing, extroverted in high school, and then all of a sudden as an adult I am not that way. On the podcast I'm a little more talkative, but like this dude will tell you at work I just don't know how to talk to
I mean,
people.
You're always on your
Pass time
fucking
somehow.
phone, dude.
What?
You gotta pass time somehow. You
Yeah,
know what
but
I mean?
for me, talking to people is not like a comfortable, enjoyable way to pass the
No,
time. It's
at
like a
school, like in high school, it was probably like a way to like get the time to pass by real fast.
oh no, I had fun. I loved
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
I used to love talking, and now I just don't. I'm like I don't want to interact with people.
Feels like a chore, but I have a podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it honestly.
I dread it till I get here.
Dude, it felt like a podcast when not like a job when we were doing it at Yash's.
Well, because he's so professional.
And it's on a
He really
schedule.
is.
It's on a schedule.
No, he wasn't on a schedule. It's just that like, we get there and there's like the doors are locked and then me and my co-host and like my guests are waiting. Where he comes back like 20 minutes like, oh bro, sorry. Like that's fine. Like no disrespect, Yash.
I never had to wait. I showed up late. So
Yeah, this guy is very unprofessional as well.
woo.
Me and my
Yash
guests
gave
would be
me-
like, all right, like so podcast was like at 5:30, but like I'm just waiting on my co-host.
I'm not very professional, but at least I'm brand safe.
No. Yash gave me a room to talk to my dad on the phone when he called collect from jail, so I can't even hate on
Yeah,
him.
no. I love Yash. I love Yash. He called me. I'm just like, hey yo, like I still like. If I want to like pay you to do some clips and stuff now that we're starting videos, like
But
can
now
you do
you can just walk outside.
it? Yeah.
And here we are. We can smoke. That shit's lit.
Absolutely. That's the most important thing to me. I've said I've been doing great
So
every podcast
pretty
ever
much-
since. Now we can smoke.
It's a little loud. Well, not a little loud.
Excuse
as
me?
well.
I covered everything I was trying to cover, I'm pretty sure.
So
like I
like,
said.
if you want to like, the podcast has got to end because like unfortunately my phone doesn't have much memory and
Boy,
stuff.
I got a
But if you want to
Minecraft
still keep
world.
talking, if you guys want to still keep hanging after the fucking podcast, I'm so fucking down.
Okay.
Hey, and maybe we'll get our booty holes. Hey, look right here, buddy. I
Make
just
sure you
shaved
bleach it
too.
first. Oh, he shaved it. There we go.
All right.
Congrats.
So thank you for coming back and listening to the How You Doing podcast. How you doing? How you doing? Remember, subscribing only takes 5 seconds. If you don't do it, I'ma eat your booty hole. Don't subscribe. I want it. All right. Peace out, guys. Suck my dick.